Welcome back to a brand new episode of Backpacking Latin America, in which two Irish people slowly migrate from Mexico City to Brazil in the hopes of creating stories for potential future offspring without losing their lives in the process. This episode is a part 2 of sorts, resuming in the Peruvian village of Santa Maria, a stone's throw from a certain wonder of the world. We had spent the first half of the previous day sitting on bikes that needed very little pedaling, thanks to gravity, before switching into a water raft for the second half, where we got a little bit wet. What was the point of all of this, you may be asking? Well, yesterday was the first day of a total of 4 of our Inca Jungle Trail, which, if all went as planned, would conclude in 3 days' time at Machu Picchu. Day 2 promised not to be half as hectic as day 1 had been, but trust me, it would throw up its own challenges. Just before 6:30 in the morning now, we've been awake since 5, had breakfast, a nice breakfast there of like bread and fruit and hot chocolate, teas, coffee, stuff like that. Today we are doing a huge hike. I believe we're going up there and joining part of the ancient Inca Trail. So I think we have about 16 kilometers ahead of us today. Our home for night 2 would be in the village of Santa Teresa. What could possibly go wrong?
Yalla!
What does yellow mean?
Sun's out, coat's off, mosquitoes are out, and we are climbing that. Yay. After this, the trail began to steepen quite dramatically, and I began to fail quite dramatically. The energy that I would usually have for an activity like this could not be mustered, and the minor task of just putting one foot in front of the other was an achievement. Thankfully, after 2 hours of struggling, we stopped for a well-needed break. Just having a little break here after about an hour and a half, 2 hours of walking, and I am deteriorating massively. Like, we were in the sun there and I was absolutely freezing, so I think I might have the flu or something, and my throat is hoarse as well. I think we have an hour and a half left of uphill, and then I think there's an option to get a bus to the hostel, which I think I'm going to do and just sleep, because I don't know, it's just not good. I opted to have a little rest in a hammock, whilst the others opted to get their faces painted. The 40 winks did me the world of good, and it was just around this time, as I was making friends with a parrot, having consumed a coffee and a chocolate bar, that I was starting to come around again. I like him. He's cool. If it's a boy, could be a girl. Who wants him? I feel like he's gonna fall off. Just like go, vamos chicos! I want to get on video.
Vamos chicos!
Woohoo! As you saw by that sign, we have officially joined the Inca Trail. I'm doing okay. We were about 45 minutes into our walk again after a break, and I'm surviving. Now apparently it's going to get dangerous up here. And by dangerous, I mean this. You alright? Not a good place to be tripping. Hola. So this is where we've just come from. You can kind of maybe see the paths slightly here. Just ridiculous.
So Liv was just like washing out.
Just had some lovely lunch there, in fairness. Me and Sarah were in a bad way when we arrived, but we did some hammock time there, and we are on the way to hostel number 2. Thank Jesus. Apologies about the mess, but this is the room me and Sarah have for night 2. And we have an ensuite. And a TV, which I'm not sure if it works or not. Day 3, and me and Sarah have woken up feeling a lot better after about 11 hours of sleep. The time is nearly 9 o'clock at the minute. We're due to be leaving to go ziplining at 9 o'clock, which will be fun. Throat is still quite dry. I definitely wasn't 100%, but I felt so much better than I had the previous day that I couldn't help being positive. So backwards?
Yes, backwards.
Cool.
Sit down facing backwards. Lean back. Ready?
Yeah.
Hands up, hands up. Go.
The views up here were stunning, but you, the viewer, will have to use your imagination. Oh! Yeah. How was that?
Didn't get stuck.
Nice. We all managed to safely get through another 2 zip lines, although Sarah and I went about the second one in a more non-conventional way. Now, as a little bit of a respite, we're going across a suspension bridge. I wonder has anyone fallen off. Oh, it's getting bouncy. Oh, Jesus, and these steps are getting wider. I kind of thought we wouldn't need to be like strapped on.
I know.
I was going to hold my phone with one hand like.
I don't want to dangle.
Yeah, dangle, go on.
You should definitely do it.
No, I'm not doing it because I will mess up and die. What are you? Jesus. Should I do it and be mental with her? Oh, I'm being taunted at. That was like Takeshi's castle there. Cheers. We have arrived at the last zip line. It's going to be a Superman zip line, and by the looks of it, 2 people can go at the same time. So I'm going to race against a random Israeli.
Shalom.
Ready?
I'm ready. Listo. Everything was going swimmingly until... Oh, I'm after getting stuck. Gracias. Oh, sorry. Now, luckily, I wasn't the only one who missed the mark.
Oh no.
A nice toe. Bit of a wedgie. And where we had underachieved, others overachieved.
Oh my god.
But just like that, we're finished. We're heading back. With that, we took a bumpy half-hour spin to a place called Hydroelectrica, where we enjoyed a hefty lunch watching the various comings and goings of the Peru rail trains. From here, we'd be setting off on a picturesque walk through the valley that connected Hydroelectrica and our destination, Aguas Calientes. Often referred to as Machu Picchu town, this is where we'd be beginning our final ascent to the Peruvian wonder of the world the following morning. If everything went to plan, that is. Right, let's get walking. Now that's a sign that makes me happy. We're not far. Here is our room for night 3. Lovely double bed here. A window right over the bed, lovely stuff. And a bathroom. Look at the state of that. These are all brand new bites. They love my ankles. It is just 4:30 and we are leaving to make the hike up to Machu Picchu. Apparently it's going to take an hour and a half. Myself, Megan and Phoebe are going to do the hike. Olivia and Sarah have opted to get the bus. All right, this is where we leave the girls who get the bus. Best of luck. Hola.
Hola, buen día.
Buen día.
Tomás.
Sí. Gracias. And here we are, the beginning of the trail. This guy knows the crack. Oh god, this is dangerous. But I shedded the jumpers because it's baking. Oh my god. And I can't see a thing. Unbeknownst to me at this point, I had also shed something else. Absolute disaster. I'm coming down because I left my f***ing bum bag where I took a break. It was heartbreaking to see the great progress that I had made being lost as I painfully retraced my steps back down the trail. I can't overstate the importance of getting it back though. Not only was my ticket into Machu Picchu in that bum bag, but my passport as well. Both were needed to gain entry. Did I manage to retrieve it, you may be asking? Update. I have a nice group of people. Found it. And literally as I was running down, they were like, "Are you Thomas?" And I was like, "Yes." Brightness. Thank God. Where am I going now? Steps, steps, steps. Steps, steps, steps. Steps and more steps. I have made it. Whoa!
Yay!
This was it. The moment had arrived. The reason we had spent the previous 3 days doing and experiencing weird and wonderful things was right around this corner. And my God, it didn't disappoint. There it is. The sun has officially risen above Machu Picchu, and something very special about today's date that we didn't know about, the 7th of July, is actually the 15th anniversary of when Machu Picchu was officially made a wonder of the world. So we have just exited Machu Picchu, but we have joined the line to re-enter it at a different place to get the famous kind of viewpoint picture. And we have arrived at the famous view. So people say that this is like a face chin, mouth, nose, eye socket. If I turn it this way, you might see it.